Hello, fight fans. Welcome to another episode of More Than a Fight podcast. I am your host, Jose Alfredo Alcázar. This is your co-host.
Juan.
Behind the camera, we have
John.
And this is episode 54B, part 2, dedicated to the world of boxing. And this one, we're going to be touching on some of the undercard action. We're going to kick it off in New Jersey. And we're going to shout out... or not shout out, but touch on the victory of Big Baby Anderson, Jared Anderson, against Arias.
George Arias.
Monday?
George
Arias or Jorge, because he's Dominican.
No, it said George.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, what did you think of this one? What do you mean?
No, yeah, Big Baby showing what he is.
Yeah.
Undefeated guy he fought, and I guess he was Golden Gloves champion in New York. So, I mean, that's no easy feat either.
Yeah.
And now his power, his skill, his speed. I mean, he's big. I mean, everything's pointing positive, right?
Oh, man. I mean,
he's moving up.
This dude has, again, I know I said it before when we were talking about the run-up to the episode, or to touching on the fight. I would love to see him against the top guys. Obviously, they must not think he's ready yet. My dream matchup would be Alexander Usyk because they're about the same height. They have boxing skills. They know how to move.
I mean, he's
but
14 and 14.
Yeah, but he's not fighting Usyk yet.
No, yeah,
maybe. And this again because of the promotions, they won't happen. Like Wardley is in the same.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you mentioned
in the same place right now, but he's in the UK and he's with Matchroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they can work something out. That's what I'd like to see because they're both very athletic. They both hit hard. They both box well. I'd like to see that.
Well, I mean, Big Baby boxes much better, I think, than Wardley. Wardley is good, but again, we haven't seen him against the type of competition that you want to see him in to really gauge how good he is. But I mean, Jared Anderson, he's got everything.
So you're telling me Derek Chisora? No.
Oh no! Please.
Hey, I mean, he's
of
an
all the boxers.
Oh, what about Luis
Joseph
Ortiz?
Parker.
Luis Ortiz,
Okay,
Chisora, White.
No.
I don't want to watch him.
No,
but
stop it.
No, White's gonna fight Joshua.
Who?
Yeah, White's gonna fight Joshua.
Probably. Unfortunately.
They said December now.
Probably.
Damn.
I hope not, but probably. You're probably right.
I don't think
Joseph Parker would be somebody I want to see Jared Anderson.
Okay, I like that one. Yes,
because that is somebody who would test him. Because Joseph Parker's been in there with some of the best, and he's just a savvy fighter and is very difficult to knock out.
Yeah, that's a good call, Joseph Parker.
Or
I think that
Andy
would be
Ruiz
the best one.
or him.
No, not Andy Ruiz, not yet. Because
Okay,
that could be a fight you could sell as a pay-per-view if you market
Parker
it
beat
right.
Ruiz. I want to see.
Well, it would happen down under, so we don't know about that.
They've both been off for a while too.
Yeah,
you're right. Andy Ruiz's fight hasn't been announced yet. Supposedly it's going to be Deontay Wilder, but we still don't know if that's factual.
We'll see.
But no, Jared Anderson is still his star keeps rising.
He's proving he's all right.
Mm-hmm.
We think he's great, and he's been proving.
Yes.
Yeah. And moving on to the next.
Speaking of great or potentially great and rising star.
Oh, he's great.
Keyshawn Davis
Versus
he brought it.
Yigit.
Anthony Yigit.
Yigit. Yeah.
And Anthony Yigit brought it too, man. He was talking a lot of smack in there.
No, both of them were talking noise at one point.
It was great. I enjoyed the fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the more skilled fighter, Keyshawn.
Yeah. And then you could just tell by the 9th round where Keyshawn stopped him, just who was wearing it. It looked like Yigit was in a fight with somebody else because he was the only one who was beaten up. Just the way you look at him.
That was beautiful.
Keyshawn just looks clean.
Beautiful body shot.
Right there to the solar plexus. Right. Oof. Oh, man.
That was beautiful.
But somehow he got up, too. Yigit was game. That's for sure. You got to give the man some credit. But he's just in there, again, like you said with Stevenson, different level.
Yeah, overmatched.
And Keyshawn is one of those that is in a division where there's nothing but killers.
Come on, Frank Martin.
He seems to have all the skills.
Come on, Frank Martin.
Frank Martin, for some reason, is the one that I think him and Frank Martin were going at on social.
Yeah, they've
right?
been for a while, so that's what I'm saying.
I love it. Let's do it. I would love it.
I'd love it. Yeah.
I don't know if Earl Spence is gonna want to do it, but I'm down.
Let's go.
That's a great fight. The fact that Keyshawn's already calling for him, why not? If Lomachenko could fight a top champion early in his career, why can't Keyshawn? and he's the one saying, "I want to fight whoever who wants it." So if Earl Spence, because Frank Martin is part of Earl Spence's camp or his one of his fighters that he's promoting, I say why not?
It'd be like Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford because they're both from kind of related. No, I'm talking camps.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you're 100%
hey man,
correct.
that would be a great card.
That's camps.
Crawford Spence main event, Keyshawn Martin on the co-main. Imagine that.
Well, I mean,
That
think
would
about it,
be
right?
awesome.
This is what it was. The Shakur card was Big Baby.
Yeah.
Was fucking Keyshawn Davis and
Mhm.
Shakur Stevenson.
Mhm.
They all
They're
train
all kind
together.
of interconnected also.
And
Yeah.
I
like
kind
it.
of like that. Now, do you think boxing can sit there and promote it? Because they never really mentioned, like, oh, it's camp
This
versus
camp
camp.
versus this camp. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
cool.
you know what I mean? Because if they did that, I think that would. And you had, I mean, maybe you don't even have to have the guys fight. But, I mean, it would be great to do as a pay-per-view, right? Crawford, Spence, and then everybody, they're fighters.
I'm sure
You know,
there's
Oh,
they're
guy
like
guys-
in
ringside?
No, as the undercard.
No, but I
Oh
mean,
no, that's what I said. That would be great if you put Earl Spence against Terrence Crawford main event and then co-main. Well, the
Keyshawn versus
Keyshawn
Frank
against Frank
Martin.
Martin. That would be a freaking awesome.
And then Big Baby versus someone that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
Kinda
the whole
Texans.
camp,
then, if
but they
you're
have
gonna do
to
it that way.
promote it as a camp for camp.
Yeah.
Right.
Never thought. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the easiest thing to do because there's
Yeah.
only
No,
4 or 5 fighters in each camp, but this one kind of makes sense.
No, that would be great. I would love that. But of course, that's one of those fantasy things that it would be very difficult to make happen
That's why
in
they're called
reality.
fantasies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we're gonna jump to we're gonna do Akhmadaliev next.
Yeah.
Akhmadaliev against Tapales. Roman, oh no. What was his
Why are you
freaking-
trying to say his first name? His last name's Tapales. I don't remember his
No,
first name.
I can't remember. Well, because I want to make sure we shout him out properly.
Tapales, the champion.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's it.
He upset Akhmadaliev. Juanillo, how did you see this one?
Marlon
Marlon
Tapales.
Tapales.
Marlon, thank you. Sorry.
No, freaking Akhmadaliev looked like a killer, man. And no one, well, I mean, the Filipinos expected it because he's been up there for a while, but I didn't expect him to outbox him like this.
Oh,
In
I
the first
know.
rounds, he was freaking.
Movement.
I mean, I
Perfect.
called it. I don't want to say I called, but I called it.
No,
I
yeah,
didn't know
'cause
much about him. I
when
just
we
threw
were
that out there.
watching it little by little, I kept seeing him like, whoa, man, he is landing clean. And for some reason, Akhmadaliev could not get out of the way of his shots.
No.
And the more the fight progressed, the more you just noticed that Akhmadaliev wasn't really going to be able to knock him out. Because at some point, it felt like he needed to. Even though, again,
Someone tried to
these
rob him.
scorecards are, how do you have it 118, 110? But then the other two have 115, 113,
Javier
which seem
Alvarez.
more of a
Damn, someone's getting
more
fired.
reasonable. It's just
Yeah. The right man won, though.
thankfully,
Yeah.
thankfully. But then you always have the one judge that has a mind-boggling scorecard. I don't know how that one happened, but anyway,
The Philippines has
thankfully,
another champion.
Marlon Tapales won, and yes, they got Mercito Gesta, and now you got Tapales. Well,
Yeah.
Mercito didn't win a title,
No, but he beat JoJo.
but he beat JoJo.
No, no,
So,
which is a path to the title, I'd
yeah.
say.
Hey.
Hopefully he gets it.
Great to see the Philippines again,
I was
having
about
some
to say,
fighters up there, and
we're seeing
Tapales now-
fighters that aren't just Manny Pacquiao and freaking.
yes,
you know
that's what I was gonna
saying?
say.
Donaire. That's what
Yeah.
it was for
Yeah.
a while. But they have a lot of great fighters.
Yeah, and we're starting to see him come to the U.S.
Yeah, he trains with Jerwin Ancajas, which he's great also.
Oh yeah. Do
Can't
you
wait
guys
to
think
see
it'll
him
be a
again.
rematch?
I think so, because yeah, I think this will
It
be a
has to
rematch
be,
because
yeah.
Akhmadaliev was so dominant, and
He had 2
I'm
belts.
sure, yeah,
Yeah,
and that's gonna be a great fight against him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and this was at no, I'm talking about the weight class. Was it
122.
okay? That's what I thought. But no, yeah. I hope there's a rematch because I just curious to see if it was just an off night, but didn't look like it. If it just seemed like Tapales just had his number, had the right style to
Exactly.
nullify Akhmadaliev. Because
Yeah,
again,
style makes
he
fight.
was landing nothing but clean shots, man.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
He just couldn't get away from that that straight left, even the jab. He was just
But
he was
yeah,
on
no,
point.
but Tapales moving off, so Akhmadaliev couldn't really come back at him in the same way. He was going off and moving off to his left. So I think, yeah, it was a good fight.
Akhmadaliev was, yeah, I mean, he started coming up and bringing the pressure,
Yeah,
mid to late rounds, but Tapales adjusted and won the. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and then we'll move to probably the most questionable performance. Questionable as in like, where do you go from here? And this is Brandun Lee versus
Oh yes.
Pedro Campa.
Pedro Campa.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And-
Brandon he's still,
Yeah.
and he needs another trainer
Yeah.
or needs some help.
I think he just needs to tell his dad, "Hey, Dad, I need somebody else. You could stay here and help me, but I need another voice in the corner because what we saw Saturday night, I thought Lee was gonna lose.
If
Because-
Campa had a little more pop, he probably could have knocked him out, dude.
Yeah.
I think Lee's boxing saved him, thankfully, because there were times where I thought Campa was gonna knock him out. Like he landed some shots that make Lee have to
Right.
regroup.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think there was flashes that were like, oh, this is why everybody speaks so highly of him, and everybody thinks he's the next guy coming up.
Mhm.
And then there were like gaps, you know?
Yeah.
He gets hit a
Yeah.
little too much.
Yeah, it hits a little bit too much.
And that doesn't add up to a long career.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but Campa is very good also. He's not the fastest. He has a good KO percentage, but that's because of the
Yes.
pressure. Respectful punch, but he's not a KO puncher, I'd say.
But it was still a decent performance.
It was great. Yeah.
He won, you know, but like, yeah, you just left with more questions than anything.
Yeah, and
You
then
know what I mean?
then the other one, I think we got Mattice
Yes.
Oh
versus-
yes, Cesena
Cesena, and
on the DAZN undercard.
yeah, this one surprised.
Bam.
Cesena brought it, man, and he has a tough style. And he hits hard. Mattice has a chin too.
Oh yeah.
But Cesena has some skill. He's tough. He doesn't stop pushing, pressuring.
Thomas
but-
Mattice
and Mattice is quick.
from
He's
Cleveland.
longer. Yeah. I think he had a little more pop in his punches, which played out in the 10th round.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad because obviously we covered a bunch of fights on Saturday, so I had watched this one today actually,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was a hell of a fight, but Cesena just didn't cover up when he was didn't
He did a hold.
clinch when he should have. But props to Thomas Mattice because at one point he was hurt and I felt was losing the fight, but then he in the middle rounds is where he stepped on it and really started to box better and land that straight right that really hurt Cesena at one point, and he just he outboxed Cesena, and
in the 10th.
I just didn't like the stoppage. I understand the stoppage because when the other guy keeps throwing punches and you're just covering up, the ref's gonna see that, and if you're not gonna throw back after a certain amount of punches that are coming your way, you kind of can't be shocked that he stopped it.
Sad for Cesena because it was his U.S. debut, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Undefeated. He was showing out pretty well. And it was for a championship, no? I'm pretty sure it was.
Yes, it was for the WBC Continental
Okay,
Americas.
so kind of like a
Oh.
second tier one. But
Right.
Cesena, in my opinion, was winning. And I can't wait to see him again because he's going to be trouble for anyone. Just his style. He's going
Yeah.
to be trouble.
But props to Thomas Mattice, another Cleveland fighter. Montana Love was ringside showing him love. No pun intended.
What?
But yeah, hey, Cleveland producing some fighters, man.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
congrats to
excited to
Mattice.
see Matisse again too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't
Alright,
want
I
to
got
just
it, I
focus
got
on
it.
Cesena.
No,
'cause
congrats to Matisse.
Matisse boxed very well, and he got the TKO.
His corner told him he needed it, and he went
Mhm.
for it, which, I mean, not many do. Some just want to finish the fight
Mhm.
because they're tired by then. So, I mean, he freaking gave it his all. Congrats.
And to kick off the card like that was a very good
That
performance.
was the last
by both
prelim,
guys.
no?
Huh?
That was the last prelim.
No, that
Yep.
was the kick off the card.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, awesome,
stuff.
awesome stuff. Jam-packed Saturday, man. That was a lot of fights.
Yeah, we watched it.
It was
Um,
hard trying to fucking
Keep up.
keep
UFC,
I know.
because we're doing. Think about it. It was UFC, the Showtime, and
ESPN.
ESPN all at the same
And the
time.
zone
And
too.
DAZN.
Yeah, it was busy, and it was
It was a ton of fights.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, no, yeah. But awesome stuff. And what should they do, guys?
comment, like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification. Watch our other videos. Check out our social media, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Thanks, guys.